Hey guys, welcome to our channel. I'm Teho. We've been down with the flu and Amon has been wanting me to put together videos and I just didn't have energy for it. Yeah, it's that type that like it's on the chest, so the lungs have been hitting, the energy hasn't been there, but yeah, today I'm feeling a lot better. But anyways, thank you for tuning in to the channel today. I've been wanting to do a video on how much we spend in a month on meat. This is not going to be a realistic video because sometimes we just get blessed like that. Therefore, what we spend is not realistically how much it costs us in a month. And yeah, but anyways, hope you're going to enjoy the video. I was always saying to Amon that I wanted to do like how much meat we eat per month. And this is not really a good video to basically show you because this was a friend who organized us meat from their farm, and he doesn't really do it like for the public. It's really their thing that they do for their farm and themselves. So basically we were going to buy meat which you normally buy like somewhere between like $4 something per kg. Some of the pieces cuts are $5 something. $6
a kg for a good cut.
$6 for a kg for a good cut, yes. And so anyways, this time we were wanting to share a cow with a couple of friends, and anyway that didn't work out. But we had heard that a friend that they sometimes sell their cows like half a cow. And anyway, we are trying to find out if we can get half a cow, and he was like, you know what, I've been wanting to bless you with meat. And then he decided, why don't I sell to you at $3 a kg? So all of our meat that he sold to us was at $3 a kg, so it was quite reasonable. So we've got that, and then we have another cooler box full. Oops. So normally the meat we buy only fills one cooler box, no?
Yeah.
When we buy beef, it only fills one cooler box. So we got one cooler box in a bit. So Amon had just asked him to just like get all kinds of different cuts. There's shins, there's neck, there's brisket, there's braai, there's meat stewing steak. So yeah, there's a little bit of everything. Shin, did I mention shin?
What's that brisket?
So how many kgs did he say it was? It was 20 something kgs.
Yeah, about 26 kg.
So it's a better deal than what we normally buy for ourselves in terms of. So we normally buy $100 worth of meat. What's wrong?
It's locked.
Oh, I thought you meant the gas was finished, which was gonna be an all, because we've just bought a cylinder of gas that's too heavy for for me to carry, and Amon can't help me carry. So we're kind of hoping someone will. T-side steaks.
Ooh.
We're kind of hoping someone will pass through and help me lift. More braai.
Where's braai?
Here's another something braai. It's written something braai, and this is flat rib braai. And the one thing that I love about their meat, even when they have given us, in the past they used to give us a cooler box full of meat. And stew steak. T-bones. And then all the minces.
Oh, cool.
So they do this at home at their farm. And voila, that's the If I can tell you guys, we persevered for 1 week without meat. Literally 1 week without food. If I can tell you guys what we've been eating. So we ran out of meat and we wanted to do this last week and they were not available and they were only going to be available today. And so we persevered because we didn't want to break up the money that we had in order to buy something quick. So we spent a literal week eating cabbage.
Mm. But it was worth it.
And then we've got neighbors who are selling these. They're in the neighborhood, they're not close by. They are selling these. Actually, they also watch our channel. The first time I met them, they basically were saying that they have been following our channel. And yeah, we bought this from their house. So this is, these are, what are these? 5 kgs, 5 kgs, so 10 kg of meat. 10 kg of chicken at what do you call?
$21.
$21.
That works out easier for us because it's mostly big pieces.
Yeah.
That are not nice with anything else, but we make chicken salads and stuff.
Yeah. And yeah, so other months, depending on what the cost of meat was and how much meat we are able to get, other months we basically get we basically have meat run into the next month, and then other times we what do you call, other times it finishes before the month is done. Yeah, but this was $100 of meat, $101, $80 of all of the other pieces, and then $21 of this. 101. That's a good deal, right?
Mm.
We're also at the market and we're looking for vegetables to buy. Some things were not quality, some things were small, and I was able to get these tomatoes. Normally we try to get a mix of ripe and raw, but most of their tomatoes were ripe. So I was able to get this for $2, which yeah, $2 for these tomatoes. They are quite big. And of course we get the tray of eggs, 36 every time, and these are $4. And my dogs are telling me that it's time to feed them. Anyways, yeah, so we've got cucumber in the car, and that's the only other thing that cucumber and nuts, the only other thing that we did with this grocery shop. So this is part like of a weekly shop. So that's the nuts. The cucumbers I've lost somewhere. I have to look for them in the car. And this is these I thought were peas, but Amon tried them and he said they're not peas, they're beans. We're given someone gave us at the church. Oh, yes, they are beans. And they're soft. They're still fresh.
Mm.
And someone gave us at church avocados. They came with a basket of avocados for everyone to pick. And if I may report, Amon put the avocados in my bag. And Amon was also the one watching my bag in the car while we were at the market. And he was the custodian of my bag, and I smushed an avocado in my bag. I've got guacamole coming out of my bag. Anywho, yeah, that's our groceries for meat for 1 month, vegetables for a week.
But it should cross over to more than a month.
And the tomatoes will probably cross over this amount of tomatoes. Since we're not eating starch and therefore we don't need a lot of soups, the tomatoes have been making more than 1 week. And then we accidentally sold key holders at church because as we were taking out the cooler boxes out of the car, someone had brought this back for Amon. And as I was taking the basket out of the car to make space in the car, then everybody spotted them, and then people started buying. And we made quite a bit of good money out of these, totally accidentally. I was laughing saying a few weeks ago, because we started the Holy Week in the Bible as we're approaching Easter, Passover, whatever you celebrate. Um, I was saying to Amon, we did the story of Jesus cleanses the temple, which is one of the stories of the Holy Week. And yeah, the kids were learning not to turn the house of God into a marketplace. Anywho, I'll stop right there. I'm here to harvest our first eggplants for this season. Um, we are making lunch, so yeah, I needed some. I thought I'd harvest them on camera. Actually, I'm just gonna have two. I'm just gonna get two. Should have brought a knife, maybe. These are the eggplants. They are looking pretty decent. These are chicken burgers or chicken sandwiches. um, you know that I didn't make it. Amon made it. He made it with eggplant instead of bread. We've been blessed. Blessings upon blessings. We've been blessed with the cheap meat and now cheap veggies. I think I'm just gonna weigh them now. So we went to a farm nearby, and the people who own the farm are people that we know for a long time. And we bought vegetables, and we bought cauliflower for $2, sorry, and broccoli for $2, and this is the amount they've given us. Normally, at least two of these would be $2 or one big one. So they sell them at $2 a kg. I'm going to weigh to find out how many there are. Then I'll open and show you. They are quite fresh also. When we buy sometimes at the market, we don't find them as fresh as these ones are. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna measure the broccoli first. Wow. The broccoli is 2 kg. Yes. And so they were telling us that they had sent the cauliflower. There's the cauliflower. 2 kg 500 grams. Wow. And these are like $2 a kg. Then over and above what's in the sack, so we've got more pasella. They were telling us that they were not taking these ones to the market to sell. They were just harvesting big ones, so these they were gonna leave to basically die in the field. And we were like, those are perfect. Because sometimes you go to Greenvale or Food Lovers, and sometimes you can find them at this size. Sometimes they'll put two in a tray and sell them for $2 something. Sometimes they'll put one in a tray. So this is the biggest one of the pasella ones, the extra ones. So we're gonna freeze them because Amon says broccoli doesn't freeze well, but cauliflower does.
Yeah. So we're going to mix. We're going to mix some and freeze, and then we're going to chop some into rice and freeze.
Got chicken with 3 little mountains of cauliflower rice. So we're at a friend's farm. I didn't ask permission to film, so I'm not going to film. Excuse me. If I can show you how Amon is struggling to get into the fields, he likes to explore. He's climbing over some small rocks and struggling to climb. But he must always see what's happening. Anyways. Yeah, so we're coming. So actually we're so blessed. So in this video, I hope I would have attached the meat we bought at a cheap price from a friend of ours. And at the same time, when he promised to sell us the meat, we had another friend. She doesn't live here, she lives in the States. But we have a friend who basically has got a farm here. And she messaged and she was offering us lamb in her message. She offered us goat or lamb, and Amon was excited about the lamb. We haven't had lamb in a long time. And I think lamb has got more meat than goat. So we opted for the lamb. And actually, we were just more blessed than that. Like, we don't have space at our yard. We've got an acre. She even offered us that if we want to grow our own livestock, or goats or lamb or both, we can use her property. And she's got enough bush for the animal. The animals eat from the bush in her property because there's enough. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is she blessed us with lamb after we were blessed with the beef that we bought at a very cheap rate. And now we're coming to her farm to come pick up the lamb. And when we're at home, we're talking about the fact that we've got chicken and we've got no lettuce, which if we had lettuce, it would be nice. We'd eat a chicken salad. And then when we drove into her farm, it's like the first thing that greets us at the gate is like mountains and mountains of lettuce. And we're like, yay, we're buying some lettuce. So we bought okra. I'll show you the okra. It's a lot and it's fresh for $1. I'll show you when we get home. And we bought chickens. Recently, we were completely out of meat. And during the time we were waiting to buy meat from this friend who sold us beef, at $3 per kg. The thing is, their farm is out of town and he wasn't going to be in town for a while, and he's more full-time at the farm. And by the time he came into town, we were literally eating veggies, but we didn't want to break up the money because we wanted to use the money for beef. But anyway, long story short, in the time we were starved because we had no meat in the house, so we ate some of our road runners, the chickens, and so we just bought some chickens to replace those ones. And so we've got the chickens, we've got the okra, and we're getting the lettuce too. So I'll show you the lettuce when we get home. Ale, guys.
I think they're tired.
I know they're tired, but won't they still jump?
Well, pass me a wheelchair.
I'm scared of chickens, so I'm having Amon offload and I'm offloading everything else. Yes, he tied the wings. Do you need me to come with a pair of scissors? Do you need me to come with a pair of scissors?
Yes.
I can actually carry that and throw it over the fence.
Can you?
I think so.
Okay, yeah. That's hold it
I'm
like
scared.
this. That's hold it. Yeah.
Moana, you better not jump. Hi, chicken. Welcome to the family. Ah, Wana, no. Move it, buggers. Guys, our backyard is overgrown. Don't judge us. Hi. There you go. Family member has just arrived. New one. Say hello to the chickens. Wow, this one is big. It's bigger than our chickens.
Maybe you might need the scissors.
You might need the pair of scissors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Typical.
I found one of the more blunt ones.
Okay.
You're saying typical what?
What happens when chickens arrive? They fight. Aye.
They fight. They are fighting with the... Yes, they are fighting. Moana, calm yourself down, girl. It was too blunt. Sorry.
Hey.
Vicky, calm yourself down. I was just like, I'm glad it didn't try to peck me. I was going to just drop it.
Huh?
Hmm. Can I trust this one? I think I leave this one to you.
It didn't even time it.
Look how big it is. The other time I got...
Hey,
Hey,
call your Yamazana.
come on, let's go. Let's go. Bedtime. Ale, let's go. Come on.
Yeah,
So the other day I got pecked by a chicken on my toe. I was just going outside at the back. The moment I stepped outside, I was wearing slops. And
so now we are going to fight with the other.
it's going to fight with the other cocks.
Yes,
But
yes.
so why did we buy a
But
rooster
this
again?
is a big hoop because our ones are small, like a mix of that India thing.
Oh, they are small. You think they're not giving good? They're not making eggs?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because roosters do fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, they get welcome by being fought with. So the lamb, the actual meat is in this bag. And look, ta-da! Inside. Nice. So we were given the lamb. We bought lettuce for $1. They actually had given us 4 heads. And we gave one to the neighbor just now as we met them at the gate. And we gave them some of this as well. But this was also for $1. I mean, in town, you get a little plastic bag when you buy for $1 okra. But obviously, farm produce is usually get more for your buck because it's supposing that you're going to resell, especially if you buy in bulk. But yeah, it was a worthy trip. We've been so blessed. So we've been having morning errands and the day has started late. Amon says that he's got a recipe for the legs. Obviously the feet as well. The feet we just boil and eat, right?
Yeah.
He's got a recipe for the legs that he's been watching. Who have you been watching, Gordon Ramsay or Jamie Oliver?
Both.
I know those are your go-to online chefs. Anyways, so he wants to freeze the meat whole so that he can take it to a butcher and cut it into proper cuts. But the thighs he's going to do them as they are. So yeah. Anyways, it's a late time for me to begin cleaning because it's after 2.
There is your leg of lamb,
Which is really a thigh.
which is really a thigh. We have been watching videos, a lot of videos with this, what to do with this meat. Which brings me to second part. I think Americans, their lamb is over.
Well, it's overweight.
It's over here. They look bigger than here.
So Amon was going to take he wanted to remove the legs, and then after the legs are removed, take the meat to the butcher to get cut by a butcher. But after he removed all the thighs, then he figured out, Kuti, it's not worth taking to the butcher. This is the size of the legs. It's not worth taking it to the butcher.
There's like this part, Anja.
Yeah.
They're making it like this part. If you take this part and then they cut this section, and they cut this section, and then you have your ribs.
Who are they on the internet?
On the internet.
So you can now carry on without me yet.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I think I can.
So we just measured all the meat, excluding the head, the feet, and the intestines, right? And so it comes to 10 kg, um, 10 kg for all the meat for the lamb. So isn't a lamb bigger than a goat?
It is.
So a goat will be less.
It will be less. So that's why 2 people can eat it. 3 people, they can eat a goat and finish it.
So Amon was calculating that because they are sold $100 for breeding, and generally people sell them about $40 to $50.
Not lamb. Not lamb. Lamb
Oh,
is
not
about,
lamb. Lamb is
about $60.
expensive.
The lamb is about 68, 60, 70.
And I didn't show that we decided to cook the lamb so that it's pre-cooked, so that it's not like when you want to eat lamb, it's just a quick cook. So we saved some of the legs, actually 2 legs, and the rest of the meat has gone here, and I'm just going to basically blow on the wood so that the fire can pick up again. So having looked at the video, so normally when we buy meat in the city at the butcheries, we normally spend $100 on meat, and then we buy vegetables $10 a week, and so basically we spend around $140 on groceries because most of our food now is made up of meat. So that this video, it was not so realistic. However, we do spend about $140 on groceries. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed today's video. Until next time, bye bye.